Making It Work is brought to you by Wealthsimple, which gives everyone access to simple, affordable investing on cruise control.
Talking about the way you look is hard, at least for me. It's an extremely personal thing, an amalgamation of choices you make and genetic factors you can't control, and yet it's also quite public, something any other sighted person can access. It's also tough to balance wanting to talk about beauty without seeming like the wrong kind of girl, the one we're taught is shallow and self-absorbed for caring about how she presents herself. But whether or not I always wanted to admit it, my appearance is important to me. And the older I get, the more I realize that is totally okay. I'm 26, and I recently adopted a skincare routine for the first time in my life. I guess that's not true. I've washed and moisturized my face on a basically daily basis since high school. But routine feels like too substantial a word to apply to how I've always treated my skin, especially considering the K-Beauty 12-step programs I see influencers posting on Instagram every day. However, I actually started taking stock of my own relationship to my skin. Mine has always been fairly dry and sensitive, but only recently did I realize that there is more I can do about it than simply moisturizing. I had heard of different types of products like serums and toners throughout my life, but I never thought about what they really did or how they could benefit me. After reading several articles and Reddit threads, and asking for advice from my hardcore skincare enthusiast friend, I settled on a few products to add to my morning and nighttime routines. It's now been just over 6 weeks since I started actively taking 10 to 15 minutes every morning and evening to take care of my face. I decided to select just a few products to help with things like dryness and brightening my skin tone. Here's what I use. Aveeno Ultra Calming Cleanser, $5.99. I've been using this for a while and I like that it doesn't irritate my face. The Ordinary Ascorbyl Glucoside Solution, 12%, $12.90. This helps even skin tone and brightens. The Ordinary Caffeine Solution, 5% plus EGCG, $6.70 for my under-eye circles. The Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid, 2% plus B5, $6.80 for extra hydration. CeraVe Moisturizing Cream, $18.80 for a big tub of moisturizer. NARS Tinted Moisturizer, $45. I recently started using this for foundation, and I count it as skincare thanks to the SPF. That all adds up to $96.19 total, but most of these products last a while. At the rate I've been using them, I'll have to purchase each about 3 times a year, meaning a yearly total of $288.57 and a monthly average of just over $24. While this is more than I've ever spent on my skin at any point in my life, I'm lucky that it feels worth it, and that my budget can incorporate it with minimal effort. While I'm most definitely a skincare novice and certainly not married to each of these products forever, I can say that I have felt a major difference in how my skin looks and feels. I used to dread having to get ready before bed. Flossing is worse than any household chore, but now I actually look forward to it. A few weeks ago, I was tired and went to bed after simply taking off my eye makeup and nothing else, only to get up and go through my whole skin routine 15 minutes later because I felt weird and incomplete going to sleep without doing it. I also feel like my skin has been much less dry and a bit more glowy. I've also noticed an interesting uptick in my everyday confidence since starting to implement this routine. It's not just because I think my skin looks a bit better. I know I'm lucky to not have hugely noticeable skin issues, and I'm not even sure the changes are noticeable to anyone else. But knowing that I'm taking that extra, if insubstantial, bit of time to take care of my face every morning and evening means something. I'm trying. I can't control many things about my body and appearance, but I can control trying to feel like the best version of myself. When it comes to my skin, I may not be able to make my pores smaller or stop my chin from getting those annoying little time-of-the-month pimples, but I can do my best to make sure it feels and looks as healthy as possible on a daily basis. I've noticed the same is true for pretty much everything that makes me feel like the best version of myself. Anything that ultimately feels good, and I don't mean, oh god, this chocolate mousse tastes amazing good, takes effort. For instance, I've gone to probably hundreds of yoga classes in my life, yet not one of those times have I left the house without momentarily dreading the act of squeezing into a sports bra. But I know from experience how great I feel after an hour of vinyasa. The effort of making a good choice is almost more rewarding to me than the good choice itself. The good choices should accumulate into results I'm happy with over time, but acknowledging my own effort in making them in the first place feels immediately gratifying. My appearance is never going to be effortless, and that's okay. I want to look the best I can in many aspects, but none of those will come without me having to try. And it's in the trying that I can continually realize that I'm a person who deserves to care for herself. So if it takes buying a few more skincare products to feel that way, that's a reality I'm happy to live with.
Learning to take care of yourself is one of the most crucial aspects of growing up. And when you feel confident about your financial future, you can be sure you're putting yourself first. With a company like Wealthsimple, getting started is easier than you think. Wealthsimple is online investing that's as simple and human as it gets. In just 5 minutes, they'll build you a custom portfolio to fit your personal goals and timeline. Just answer a few easy questions and they'll manage your money for you on autopilot. Set it, forget it, and let your money grow in the background. You can turn on automatic deposits as well as set up a smart savings account with higher rates than big banks for your shorter-term goals, your wedding, your next great adventure, or that handbag you need. They also have a socially responsible portfolio that invests in green stocks and companies that support gender diversity. The fees are much lower than big banks, and TFD viewers will get their first $10,000 managed for free with no minimum deposit. Check them out at wealthsimple.com/TFD or use the link in our description. There are no account minimums, and it only takes a few minutes to start. No excuses.